Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Dennis Wicker and Bob Orr. For 14 years, the Eastern District Court of North Carolina has had an open seat on the federal bench. Previous presidents have nominated prospective judges for this lifetime appointment, but none could get U.S. Senate approval. President Trump nominated Thomas Farr for the seat, but South Carolina Senator Tim Scott helped block that appointment. Now President Trump has nominated UNC law professor Richard Meyers to fill the seat. Are Meyers' chances for confirmation better? Why or why not, Bob?
Well, I do think they're better. He's very well respected by both sides of the political aisle. Being over at UNC at the law school, he certainly has had an opportunity over the years to interact with a broad range of people. He's a very bright, affable, really smart individual. There are two caveats. If the conservatives find out that Gene Nickel was dean when Professor Meyers was hired, that could impede his chances. And the other is and it doesn't actually make any difference, but the last two nominations from this White House, the Fourth Circuit seat with Allison Jones rushing, and now Professor Meyers, neither are licensed to practice law in North Carolina. Both very smart and qualified to serve in the federal court system, but as a licensed lawyer in the state of North Carolina, I'd like to see our judges.
That's an interesting thing. Would they have to become licensed then to sit on the bench?
No.
What do you think of this nomination?
Well, you know, this is all pretty new, pretty current, and there's probably a lot of due diligence going on, and they're going to check it out
wouldn't
thoroughly.
They have done the due diligence before
Well,
they
you would
nominated
think so, but you know, President Trump's got a reputation of not really doing that. It's just
ready, fire, aim.
Hey, you over there, get up and let's go. So I say this with that as a reservation, so to speak. But I agree with Justice Orr. I think this Professor Meyers will be confirmed by the Senate. I think Senator Tillis has already come out in support of him in North Carolina. I'm sure Senator Burr will do the same.
No blue cards there.
No blue cards there. He does have a great reputation. He would be a judge of color on the bench, which I think is a big asset. And I really think that the Senate will find him acceptable as a choice, and that he will be appointed.
Final question on this. With all the fact, 14 years we've been without somebody in this. I mean, who is it? Mac Howard from Greenville, who is sort of serving as a retired position in this. But basically, there has been no permanent judge on that court seat. Do we need to go about changing the way we do this? We've talked about judicial appointments and elections before. Is this process broken?
It is at the federal level. The system worked for years until everybody had to get their ideological pick, and it became hyper-partisan. And the question was not, do we have somebody who will be a really good federal judge, as opposed to, are they in my political camp or are they in the other side's political camp?
Yeah, I think you could divide this into two parts. You could talk about the electoral process with gerrymandering and all the things that we know will get very political when they get to Washington or they get to Raleigh. The other part is the institution of the Senate, the United States Senate itself. Quite frankly, I think more problems lie in both, but the Senate has such arcane rules. The filibuster.
Harry Reid came out a week or so ago saying do away with the filibuster rule.
Do away with the filibuster. Well,
he was the king of it at the time.
Of course, yeah. When he was there, he wanted it, and that's the way it works. But I will tell you that it really needs to be reformed in the Senate. They got a lot of rules over there that just don't make sense. Blue cards, red cards, filibuster. It needs to be reformed, and that's a big problem in appointing judicial officials to the bench.
Interesting. Well, thank you for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.